toolkit provides guidelines on how to run a successful policy dialogue forum at the community or grassroots level. As a prerequisite for a successful, effective policy dialogue forum, newly formed community groups and organizations that are based outside the community, well-established community-based organizations and individuals should consider the following tips. Working in the community. Holding a successful policy dialogue forum requires a lot of fieldwork to get input and support from the community and local authorities. One must be well established in the community, have a good relationship with both community and government leaders, have a track record for mobilizing the community around local events and meetings. To be well established in the community, one needs to know the area. Search human demographics like the population of the area, regional demographics like number of hospitals and schools, and know what other organizations are doing in the area. Know the people and the community leaders. These are leaders in the community who have a wide network and are able to mobilize the community. You need to understand their needs, challenges, successes, what opinions they hold, and understand the people who make up the community and how to effectively communicate with them. Know the locally elected and appointed officials. Find out who the local government officials are and introduce yourself and your organization to them. Additionally, non-governmental organizations or organizations involved in politics may need to persuade government officials that their intent is to work with them rather than against them. Have a strong brand. Let people know about your organization and what it does, and specifically what projects it is working on in the community. There are several ways to do this. Have your field staff introduce your organization to the community leaders and members and explain what your organization is doing in the area. Invite community members and leaders to your offices or to a public space to educate them on what your organization does and also to engage with them. Visit offices of other groups and send representatives to attend any meetings your organization is invited to within the community. Find ways to support local organizations. There are several ways you can do this, such as offering your expertise, using your networks, offering your resources, through your relationships with the community and government leaders. Request the leaders you interact with to introduce you and your organization at local meetings, and always be ready to describe your organization in public forums. Have a good relationship with both community and government leaders. To work effectively in a community, especially in areas that require mobilization, you need to work collaboratively either with similar-minded individuals or with one or more established organizations. If you are in an informal organization, keep in mind that you will eventually need to evolve into a more formal organization in order to gain credibility both with the community residents and leaders. You can have a good relationship with the community by walking around the community with one or more trusted residents, getting yourself introduced to elected leaders, community leaders, and gatekeepers, using your skills, resources, and networks to assist the community, attending local meetings and events, and where possible, participating and assisting in them. Join, volunteer, act, or partner with a local organization with a strong base in the community. Have a track record for mobilizing the community around local events. How to mobilize the community. Make time to talk to community members to let them know about the forum. The following list suggests some ways you can mobilize community residents to attend the forum. Have your staff members advertise the forum to the residents. Reach out to community gatekeepers and leaders and ask them to share the information with their members. Ask resident groups to help you advertise the forum in their meetings and using their SMS networks. Use social media to advertise the forum, for example, through Facebook, Twitter, blogs, and so on. Ask community members to assist you organize the forum and participate as registration clerks, security officials, and so on. How to mobilize the elected leader. The culture of dialogue between elected leaders and their electorate is still very new in Kenya. Many leaders remain wary of such communications because they perceive them as opportunities for their electorate to criticize them. Consequently, it takes a lot of effort to get elected leaders to attend and participate in such forums, but you can persuade them by building and maintaining a relationship with them through regular interaction and by attending their meetings, demonstrating that you are non-partisan by discussing the policies and ideas of politicians from the different political parties and avoiding broad generalizations regarding political parties. The following list suggests some ways you can mobilize the elected leaders to attend the forum. 3 to 4 weeks before the forum, request a meeting with the elected leaders to informally invite them to the forum and to explain its purpose. Emphasize how the forum will provide an opportunity for the elected leaders to meet with the members of their community and learn who the gatekeepers are, share what they have been doing for the community, and defend themselves against unfair accusations and explain their positions on controversial issues or on matters where the media or rumor has misrepresented them. Invite them to use the platform to share their vision for the ward and build a rapport with their electorate. Remind them that the forum is not a meeting to foster personal attacks against them, but is an opportunity to engage with the electorate. 2 to 3 weeks before the forum, send a formal invitation letter to the elected leaders who will be participating in the forum and include date, time, and location of the forum. When addressing elected leaders, remember to use the title Honorable or Mheshimiwa. A week before the forum, request a meeting to go over the forum format and agenda. Provide the elected leaders with a sample of the topics and questions to be discussed so that they have time to research some of the issues. However, do not provide the speakers with all the questions, otherwise they will over-prepare and not engage fully with the community. In all communications, assure the elected leaders that you have adequate security for the duration of the forum. This is important not only for their physical well-being, but also in order to prevent potentially embarrassing encounters with people who may want to harass or belittle them. How to mobilize backup speakers. Although the elected leaders may confirm their attendance at the forum, it is a good idea to have one or more backup speakers available to speak to the community in case the speakers do not show up or are late. The main theme of the forum can suggest an appropriate backup speaker. Explain that they will be attending as backup speakers, but that even if they do not address the forum, they may be requested to offer advice on their area of expertise. A few days before the forum, call the backup speakers to confirm their attendance at the forum. Find out if they will need a projector and if they have any materials to distribute to the forum attendees. Advise them on the expected number of attendees so that they can bring adequate materials to hand out. Planning for the forum. A successful forum with active participation from both elected leaders and the community requires a lot of planning. There are several areas to consider. Engaging with the community and documenting their concern. Liaise with the local chief or get the chief's permission to hold a community meeting and invite the public to voice their concerns and desires for their community. Have a moderator guide the discussion and ensure that a variety of people are able to talk. Gather information through focus group discussions. It is best to limit focus groups to 15 individuals who are representative of the community in terms of age, gender, education level, disability, and so on. Gather information through interview a variety of people within the community and find out what issues concern them. Have your staff members document the key points and, if possible, record the interviews. You can identify the main topics and formulate questions for the elected leaders to answer. Developing a list of resources required and a budget. As you put together information gathered from the community, start developing a list of what you will need for the forum. Note the following. When doing outreach in the community, make sure you manage people's expectations. Be very clear as to whether allowances or refreshments will be provided for everyone. If you do not plan to provide either of these, make sure the community residents and leaders understand that they will not be compensated for coming to the forum and that food and drink will not be provided. Some of the resources during the forum include venue, security, public address system, knowledge of how appliances work, transport. Following up with vendors and donors. Select 1 or 2 detail-oriented staff members to manage all logistics relating to the forum. These staff members serve as the main contacts for the speakers, moderators, and other staff members. Negotiate with the vendors and get confirmation from donors. Ensure materials and other items required for the forum are ready on time. Developing the forum rules. Developing the forum agenda. The moderator's function. The moderator's role ideally begins well before the forum. He or she should have an idea of how the information was gathered and what concerns the community has. If the moderator is a member of your staff, then this information is readily available for him or her. If the moderator is not a member of your staff, you may need to share some information so that he or she understands the context of the forum. Note the following. While generally well informed, remember that the moderator is not an expert in all fields. Have advisors at hand to provide expert advice on the Constitution and other relevant issues that may come up in the forum. Provide the moderator with a list of the advisors who will be at the forum, together with a description of their areas of expertise, so that he or she can call on the right person when needed. Ensure you communicate exactly what you expect from the moderator. Let the moderator know if you want him or her to receive the speakers when they arrive, or if you plan to have your staff members do so. Researching the issues. Use multiple resources to find out about the topics that will be discussed. Listen to the local news, read the daily papers and existing needs assessment reports, go online and talk to elected and appointed leaders, community gatekeepers, youth and other groups to learn about any controversies related to those topics. Where appropriate, mention these controversies in the forum and be ready to guide the discussion to ensure that it is productive and that tensions are managed. Briefing the speakers. Make time to meet with the speakers a day or 2 in advance to maintain the rapport you have previously built and to give them a sense of the topics they will be addressing. Share 2 to 3 questions that you plan to ask them, but do not provide more, otherwise the speakers may prepare scripted remarks. If you plan to have the speakers introduce themselves, let them know how much time they will have to do so and remind them that you will be using a timer. Let them know what to expect from you if they exceed the time given to speak. Use this time to go over the rules with the speakers. Remind them that partisan, hateful, or discriminatory speech will not be tolerated, and let them know what to expect from you if they break any of the rules. Dressing for the forum. Where possible, make time to visit the area where the forum will be held to get a sense of the community. In general, formal business wear is not appropriate. Because majority of attendees are likely to be youth, you need to wear clothing that does not immediately alienate you from the audience or create an impression that you are of a different class or upbringing from them. Introducing the speakers. If possible, have the speakers introduce themselves. This allows each speaker to begin developing a rapport with the audience and provides the speaker with an opportunity to highlight his or her own accomplishments in the community. Working with another moderator. If you will be working with another moderator, get to know one another and to understand each other's strengths. For example, if one of you has a stronger sense of humor, you can use it to liven up the discussion when it gets bogged down. If one of you grew up in the community, you can use your insider knowledge of the community and local idioms to calm the audience when tensions arise. Make time to meet a week or more in advance to share the information you have gathered during your research. Discuss how you will work together, who will be the main host, who will moderate what sections, where you will sit, and so on. Moderating at the forum. On the day of the forum, keep in mind the following points. Go over the rules with the speakers and audience members and remind them how to conduct themselves. Prompt the speakers to speak louder or get closer to the microphone if they are not audible. Minimize the amount of time that you speak. A good moderator guides the discussion but does not dominate it. Involve the audience. Allocate approximately 30% of the duration of the forum to questions from the audience. In general, if you provide more time, the audience is likely to run out of good questions. If you provide less time, the audience will not have adequate participation. Be conversant with all topics raised in the forum and be prepared to ask questions on behalf of the audience. Reject irrelevant questions, responses, and comments from both the speakers and the audience. Interrupt the speaker and inform him or her that the question, response, or comment is irrelevant or inappropriate and ask the speaker to be on point. If necessary, have the microphone taken away from the speaker. Be an active and attentive listener. Focus on what is being said and use words or phrases spoken by the speaker or audience member when you field questions. This shows that you're listening. Use body language to indicate your participation. Nod your head, lean forward, take notes, and so on. Remain neutral and diplomatic and always be in control of the forum. Build and maintain rapport. Smile, make appropriate eye contact, and create a warm, supportive, respectful, and comfortable environment. Be aware of group dynamics at all times. Be flexible but time conscious. Ask clear and ambiguous questions. If the speaker does not answer the question fully or is not clear, probe for clarity by asking focused questions. If humor is natural to you, use it appropriately to maintain a relaxed atmosphere, to encourage sharing of information, and to remain connected with the audience and speakers. Be gender sensitive. Maintain neutrality at all times. Do not make judgments on what the speakers or audience members say. Working with backup speakers. Make time to engage with backup speakers ahead of the forum. If possible, visit them in their area of work and learn about what they do and how their organization can help the community. It is important for the backup speakers to understand that even though they will be required to attend the forum, they may not get the opportunity to speak. However, you can make it worth their while by introducing them during the forum and giving them the opportunity to meet with community leaders and members both before and after the forum. Managing rowdy crowds. There may be situations where you will have to handle rowdy crowds. Sometimes it is easy to identify troublemakers because they are drunk or disorderly. Other times, a particular topic may cause some members of the audience to become agitated or disruptive. Although each situation is different and may require you to think on your feet, there are some general tips for managing rowdy crowds. Deny entry to obviously drunk or disorderly people. Arrange to have security deny entry to people who are clearly intoxicated or speak belligerently to the people around them or about any of the speakers. Anticipate rowdiness if controversial speakers talk in the forum. If any of the speakers have a reputation for being controversial or for antagonizing the community, talk to them before the forum and remind them that the purpose of the forum is to connect the leaders and the community so that they can discuss issues and develop solutions together. Be prepared to challenge any of the speakers when they make unsubstantiated claims or appear to insist on an unreasonable position. Anticipate belligerence from the audience. If an audience member becomes belligerent and refuses to comply with the rules, have security remove him or her from the forum.